We all like had like Disney themed shirts, right? Where it's like Pinburg, like Ohio, like Pinburg trip 2020, and we all wore this. Would be so stupid. Nobody, I would be the only one that would be wearing it with like my mouse ears that I always wear. I'm like, guys, are you ready for Pinburg? And everyone's like, I don't know this person. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me back on my channel for another episode of No Coin Drop Required. Today we are going to be talking to Holly Koskinen. Today we're going to be talking to Holly, who is the 2019 Women's International Pinball Champion. I have not only had the pleasure of playing with Holly in multiple tournaments, in leagues, all across the region, but I also have the pleasure of having her as a friend. In this episode, I'm really excited because we not only talk shop, but we also talk about a couple of really important issues as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I can say welcome again, Holly.
Yay!
Yay! To Jen messing up.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see her or not. She's
oh wait, yeah, you can see her. Hello. Mine's just wandering around me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and looking at me like, are you talking about me? Yes, I am talking about you. So, yeah, I guess we can start with that then. I guess we can start with, what are you drinking?
So I'm representing the smoking hot.
Yes.
Gotta represent
Brooke Devin.
Woo, Crazy Martins. So and then I'm drinking Little Bubs by Ryan Geist. That was one of the last ones. There was a straggler left in one of my vegetable drawers, quote unquote. So
this was like a true like quarantine moment of, all right, what do I have left? And you just open the drawer and you're like, I hope it's not expired.
Well, I dedicated a whole shelf in my fridge to beer. But then it's like I have a very bottom like vegetable crisper, and so I actually caught a glimpse. I'm like, oh, you actually still have stuff in there too, because like I had nitro beers that I bought, and I clearly didn't remember that I didn't drink them, because they're not tall enough to fit on the beer shelf, or the beer shelf is not tall enough to accommodate them. So I was like, oh, I have like 4 nitro down in here. So I've got like nitro milk stout to drink, and then I've got like 2 bottles of wine and a bottle of champagne. So, you know, there's like 10 bottles of wine on top of the you know, near the wine rack area in that vicinity. So, I mean, we got that. We got 2 bottles of tequila. I mean, we're ready if something goes down.
So, but you're gonna bust out the champagne when they like announce that we all can go out, and you're like, yeah, we can go play pinball now.
Yes, that's gonna be a party of the ages. So.
Well, and that's what I mentioned to you. I was like, that's one of the things that we need to do, is that everybody who had a birthday, like every celebration that happened during quarantine, just needs to be like one giant party when this is all over. Yeah. And it's definitely like a party where you take off work the next day.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of those, and I think it'll be like, hey, it's gonna be like a giant smorgasbord of like, who accomplished what, and like who had birthdays and what other family events or celebration things to be had, right? So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be good. It's just gonna be just one ridiculous onslaught of craziness, and I can't wait.
Now, you had a quarantine birthday.
I did, unfortunately. Yes, I did.
How did you celebrate your quarantine birthday?
I took the day off work, because what else am I going to do? Took the day off of work, and I drove out to Worthington, went to Roosevelt Coffee House that's attached to the Olentangy River Brewery.
Which is what I am drinking actually right now. Out of my, got a rock, I'll do a quick plug, Tilt Amusements glass with Replay for FX. It's a twofer, but yes, you guys actually turned me on to Olentangy Brewers. Tell me, so you went there. What else did you do?
Went there, so I went and I met Rita there. So we went and got some coffee, and then we went over to High Banks, which is like one of our metro parks in Columbus, and did like the 2.5 mile social distancing, you know, walk. And I mean, it was a little chilly, and it started like snowing on the last part of the trek, but it was still fine, you know. And then went back to the brewery and picked up a small growler of some Roosevelt coffee stout. Rita, I can't remember what, I think Rita got some hibiscus ale for her and Tom, but they have like 64 ounce growlers and like 32 ounce, so I got like a little teeny one. So it was like, you know, probably about like four beers in it, like full tall size beers, but it was fine. Otherwise, I like never drink it. It goes flat, and then I'm just like, oh, this is terrible. So yeah, no, they did great. So then I went to Dairy Queen, picked up some little cupcake things, came home, ordered a pizza, had that, met up with you guys for happy hour, and ate ice cream and ridiculousness.
Well, talk to me about the other thing you were doing for the other thing that instead of gifts you requested, or not, I don't want to say requested. Requested is like oh, you should do this, but like, what was one of the other things that you started for your birthday since we couldn't get together and celebrate it? So
I had done a fundraiser for the Global Lyme Alliance. So I think some people who are obviously, if you're on my Facebook page, you've probably seen this, heard this. I suffered with health problems for, you know, since the time I was like 3 months or so after I turned 30. And so I ended up going on a very long, strenuous beat down of a 6-year journey in the healthcare system, which is atrocious, by the way, and came out with a diagnosis of Lyme disease. So, you know, it was important for me to try to do something where I could raise money, try to help other people. If you're not aware of Lyme disease, there's a lot of controversy around it. People get denied life insurance policies over it. You have to tell your doctors that, you know, if you need tests run, that they have to run it under, you know, chronic fatigue syndrome, so that way the insurance company will actually cover the treatment. Otherwise, like, it's not covered. Like my treatments that I'm going to for a specific Lyme doctor, I have to pay all of those out of pocket. So those are, you know, I've went 3 times and that's totaled close to $1,000. So there's a lot of laws that need to change. And, you know, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but the CDC is full of they've denied people like me and, you know, hundreds of thousands of others care. So, you know, there's a lot. If you're interested, read a book called Bitten. Talks about some of the controversy there. So, shout out to anybody else who has Lyme. I get it.
Now you set a goal. You set a goal of $350, and how much did you end up raising?
It was over 500, I think. I haven't checked, actually. I probably should know. All I know is it was like way over the goal.
It was way over the goal. I know. I think when I last saw it was like 475, and that wasn't including the $50 match from my company as well. So
thanks to them for that.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't know where I can actually go find it anywhere.
You probably could go to like my Facebook page and then like scroll through my timeline, because I don't post as much as you do. So you might be able to find it a little bit quicker and see that I posted it, and then it's up there. But I'll definitely put a link in the description to the Global Lyme Alliance. That way, if you're interested in donating or want to read more information about it, it's a great organization. I definitely looked into it after Holly posted it, and they do a lot for prevention, awareness, as well as helping people who have Lyme disease as well. So I thought that was absolutely awesome, and I was so happy when you made your goal and even, you know, exceeded it. So that was absolutely great.
If we tap on Amazon a lot, the Global Lyme Alliance is also a charity under the Smile Amazon section. So if you're wanting some money to go to good places, that would be appreciated. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, there's, you know, unfortunately what you read, I can go into this all day, so just tell me. It's like, you know, the numbers of what the CDC says of how many cases there are, actual cases there are not accurate. They diagnose based off of...
Sounds like, familiar.
Yeah. Trust me, there's a lot of correlations with what's happening now with that. But, you know, they base it on, you know, a Western blot test, which is like a standard thing. But at the same point, they only count if you have Lyme disease. If you have, I think it's 5 bands positive that show up on the test. And there's a lot of times that's not the case. Like, I only had 1 band show positive, but considering all of the other myriad of symptoms that I had that completely aligned, I was diagnosed. Mm-hmm. And since I started treatment, I have seen improvement, which is great. Obviously, it's small, it's incremental. We're getting there. But yeah, I mean, so there's plenty of other people who have not had full-blown CDC positive testing, and they're not being counted in that state. You know, they'll also say, oh, it's only in the Northwest Territory, not so much the CDC, but other people. And it's like, no, it's been proven it's in all 50 states. If you want proof of that, go to iGenix.com. They're one of the main lead testers on the Western blot. But yeah, there's just so much that I've learned that I never knew existed, and then the fact that I've joined this entourage of all these incredible people who are struggling, you know, to live their life. Some people are on disability, they can't work. So I feel exceedingly fortunate to not only be working, but to be regaining some of my health and to be able to play pinball and go to all these things and have all this fun. So now we can just keep on moving up, hopefully.
Keep on moving up. So speaking of moving on up, I was like, wait, that's not the Golden Girls theme song.
No, thanks for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. You can hear my travel down the road and back again.
Hell yeah.
All right, so speaking of pinball, it's been a little over a month now since we've all been at home. I know, like insert like mind blown, like I can't believe it. I remember because it was a little before St. Patrick's Day, because St. Baldrick's was coming up. We had just finished the St. Baldrick's tournament, and it was coming up. We were all planning to go to it, and then, you know, our governor was like, shh. Which, it was a good decision, don't get me wrong. It was a good decision to do that. So now, being in quarantine, being at home for the last month, what have you been doing? What have you been up to?
I've been trying to not lose my
Aren't we all?
It's been challenging. It's like I live by myself. So, you know, technically not by myself. I've got my cat who's sitting here next to me. So thank God for her. I seriously would like lose my shit without her. But it's like I've been trying to FaceTime and do happy hours with people and like FaceTime with my parents, and like my mom is not really tech savvy, but like we got my mom and dad phones for Christmas, cell phone, like real smartphones. You know, not like the drug dealer burner phones that they were. So my mom is now starting to text infrequently, but she's texting. And so she sent me this really sweet text the other day, and I started crying, and I'm like, I miss Mama. Like, it was so dumb. I'm like turned into a toddler for a second. I'm just like, I miss my mother, you know. But I've literally been in my house, minus my birthday, by myself for like, I think a month and a half. A month? I don't know what day. I barely know what day it is anymore. I'm lucky if I put on pants now. But, you know, I do want to go see my folks. So, and, you know, hopefully my sister can give me we'll do like a Facebook Live tutorial on, like,
how to do a proper fade. Yes, because you're rocking a new haircut now.
Yeah, it's all gone. It's you know, it worked out. It was kind of like it was kind of growing a little weird. Like I had a mohawk before, and so that was kind of cool. And then it got kind of like mullety in the back, and I was like, no, we can't have this. So then I cut something else. And then it was just like these two spots up front were like kind of growing out of here, and I'm like, I don't need bug antenna. So we just.
I was gonna say flock of seagulls.
Yeah, it was like a flock of seagulls antenna situation happening, and I'm like, this is not putting me on the sexy train right now. So I it took me like a couple weeks to get up the nerve to do it because, I mean, my hair was already super short anyway, but, so people are probably like, well, it wasn't a big deal. But I'm like, well, I've had, you know, my mom has had, you know, not so much my dad. I don't think my dad would have really cared what I did, but my mom always wanted us kids to look a certain way. And plus, like, my hair had been long the whole time growing up for skating. And, like, I couldn't have it dyed any, like, cool colors or anything because I was competing all the time. So, didn't really have control over my hair until I was an adult. But even then, I still had that, like, mental hang-up of somebody else has to approve what I'm going to do with my hair, which is real dumb. You know, I was like, you're a freaking adult. Like, do with how much
do what you want, yeah.
I do what I want. So I did what I wanted. So that's what happened. So we broke rules and, you know, broke the curse of who has control over my hair.
Yeah, I have that feeling too. I know I see, like, I colored my hair a lot when I was in high school. My mom, up till, like, high school before I started doing hair. Because I'm a beauty school dropout, believe it or not. So I did there was a cosmetology program at my high school, and the problem was I knew I was going to go to college for art, which I didn't end up getting a degree in art, but I knew I was going to go to college for art, so I wanted to do AP art. But the issue that I ran into was, like, with cosmetology, when you're a junior, your classes were in the morning, and then a senior, your classes were in the afternoon. And the classes for AP art and, like, all of the advanced art classes were in the afternoon as well. So I had to choose between one or another, so I dropped out of beauty school in high school.
Yeah, that was weird because our high school did something similar. Like, when we went in, you couldn't, like, for some reason in my schedule, it didn't work out for me to, or no, was that high school? No. It might have been junior high. But anyway, like, one of those, it just didn't work out for me to still be able to maintain, like, playing my instrument and being able to take art classes. Like, they made you pick one. I'm like, they're all related.
I know. Well, I mean, and I sit here and I'm thinking, looking back on it now, all I did was, like, I was the only, there was two of us that were in the class, and we sat in on another art class. So it was like, so I did AP 2D design. So we sat in on the 2D design class, but we, like, didn't, like, talk to them or do anything. We did our own projects and, like, worked on our own portfolios and did our own stuff. So I'm sitting here and think, I'm like, I could have done both, because I could have just gone to the principal or the coordinator or whoever and been like, can I just, like, move this to a different time? That way, like, you know. But anyway, so by the time, you know, when I was in cosmetology, I was coloring my hair a lot. And when I got into college and, like, it was just too much of a maintenance, I didn't get it done for free, because when you're in school, you get it done for free. So I didn't get it done for free anymore, and I didn't want to upkeep it myself because I didn't have time, because I was working and, you know, going to college. So I ended up just, like, growing it out to my natural color, and now I sit and I look at all these beautiful hair colors. I'm like, I could do that. Maybe. I know. I'm sitting here. I get ads on it, Instagram, all the time. So probably when we're done with this, I'm gonna have, like, 4 or 5 ads, because my phone's been listening to me, like 4 or 5 ads for overtone on it. But there's still just that, like you said, that tiny little voice inside of you that's just like, no, you have to keep your hair a certain way. You can't do that. You can't color your hair purple. Why would you do that? So, I get it. I totally get it.
It took me 2 weeks, and like I said, then I was just like, you know what? No.
I remember there was this one time, so I used to play before I got into pinball, I used to play trivia all the time. And the bar that I went to in Akron on Tuesday nights, there was a bartender there that was also did hair, and we were chit-chatting one day, and I remember I was like, oh yeah, I looked at all, like, the photos of the stuff that you do with your hair, and she had shaved the side of her head one time, and it was kind of like what you were talking about how you're just like, all right, never mind, I'm not gonna, I'll do it tomorrow. She had done that like 4 or 5 times before she was just like, ah! just shave the side of her head.
Yeah, so when I'm down here, like if I can't get to my sister, I've been going to, what is it? Oddfellows. It's like a barbershop down on South High.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. Goodfellas? Might be Goodfellas.
Something with fellas in it.
I'd have to look it up. It's so bad that I can't remember right now. It's been so long since I've seen her. But, yeah, I go see Shinobi, and so, like, I asked her, I was like, do you think I would have, like, the right head shape for if I shaved my head? She's like, oh, yeah. She's like, my head on the other hand, she's like, it's, like, way too big. So she's like, I've got a big face. She's like, it would never work. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, you weren't wrong. I don't got...
I would say, you're rocking it, and you rock the style, and it looks really good on you. Me, on the other hand, no, I can't. No, I'm good. I feel even weird if I just put like my hood up and you can't see any of my hair. I'm just like, this is weird. So I have to have, like, I never put my hood up all the way if I'm wearing a hoodie. It's always like right here so you can at least still see my hair because I just feel super weird if my hood is all the way up. So that's the the weird.
Being a female, right?
Say that again for me?
It's like the conundrums of being a female.
Yeah, I guess. So, you've been talking about pulling the trigger on a couple of things. One of them is getting a pinball machine.
Yes.
So, which one are you thinking about?
Well, I've been thinking about Maiden. I would love a Batman 66, but I also do not want to spend 10 grand right now. Considering that this computer that I'm actually on right now, I bought this last year too, so I had the lovely fortune of my, you know, I'm a total Mac person, not because I'm some kind of brand loyalist, but like their operating system to me is just everything, like the integration of everything. I've only worked on Macs, really. I worked on a PC like once in my career, but just the integration is really, really great. But so I got the fortune of having to update my laptop because my operating system would no longer update, which is fine. I mean, the laptop is like a 2009 MacBook, you know.
Okay, it lasted you almost 10 years. 10 years? Yeah.
Well, it was a 2009, and I got it, I want to say in like 2012, I think. And it was like somebody I'd met out in like New Albany, and they had modded it out to take out the CD drive and put in like a different SSD drive. And so I was like, you know, he showed me it worked and it was great and it had all my software and stuff on it, you know, before all the Creative Cloud stuff happened. And I was like, he sold it to me for like $450. I was like, dude. And I needed it because my previous computer had literally just died. It like keeled over, and I was like, but you can bleep that out, whatever.
Yeah, I will.
But so I got the fortune of buying a new iPhone 11 Pro and a brand new 16-inch MacBook. So had it fully loaded. And it was funny because I went into the Apple store to pick it up, and even the tech guys were like, "You got the good one." Yes, I did. I'm paying for it, so I'm like, well, I've still got $5,000 or $4,500 to pay off on that. But so yeah, no Batman from you right now. I'm still looking for working Spanish eyes. I feel like that. You know, I've kind of talked about that since Pinburg, right? But I feel like that's almost like a rite of passage of sorts.
Yeah, I won't get into that because I know that there's plenty of podcasts and plenty of content out there where, like, you know, Lauren from Backbox Pinball Podcast. I cannot talk today. Yeah, Lauren, thank you. We love you. I can't wait to have you on the show. But there's plenty of interviews that you've done that I won't even go into that because I know the story behind it. I was just more interested of like if Holly wanted to have a table, like which one was she thinking about right now?
I'm definitely I've already talked to Trent about pricing, and I'm very, very careful with my money. So like I really take the time to make a decision before I do anything. So, you know, that is definitely something that I'm considering, just because it's like, and not to say that I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan musically anyway, but like, you know, the music's not bad, but I wouldn't, out of like lists of pick your favorite band, you know, probably not on my list, but the game itself is so challenging, and I think there's a lot of depth to it that I appreciate, and still plenty of things that I don't know that I think would be really influential for play, but you know, and it's to me, it would be nice to start off on a newer machine, because then when you open the door, you know, it cuts off all that high power. Whereas if you've got an older machine, you know, not to say that it has all the bells and whistles and it might not have as high a voltage, but you don't have those kind of speeds. So, considering that I really don't, I really need like some kind of like tech crash course, either between Gilly or you or you know what you're learning. I'll pick both of your brains on that. Trent or whoever.
Deborah, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna venture to tell you, I'm just gonna say pretty much anybody. I can tell you that I think that you've got a lot more street cred than I do. And that no, you've got a lot more street cred than I do, and that if you post something and say, how do I do this? There's gonna be so many people that would be willing to share and help you out with anything that you would need to do. I've experienced that, and you know, just amongst like the people who I've made friends with at expos, like everybody is just so incredibly helpful and wants you to succeed and wants to help out, and you know, wants you to learn as well. So like, not only do they want you to help you learn the table, like if you own a table, they want you to help you to maintain it as well. So like,
I know that I've seen plenty of people, you know, in the community who have had the whole like, you know, kind of like it's like a compressed like screwdriver, but it's like a giant magnet to be able to reach those like. Yeah,
the magnet.
Like, I would need to find out like where to get that, but then, you know, start. You know, I think half the time though too, the only way to start learning something, right, is to just jump in with your hair on fire. See what happens. We'll just have to stay tuned.
So what is the, I know you're like, we're inside, we're quarantined, but what is like one of the coolest places pinball wise that you've ever been to?
Oof. Well, unfortunately, I have not gotten around to as many as I would have liked. You know, it's hard to say because like I haven't really traveled too much, except like, you know, locally and to Pinburg and down to, you know, Legacy and like, you know, places around town, right? So as far as getting out to other places, you know, I mean, being out in Denver was really cool. The One Up bar on Colfax that was pretty good. At the other location, I think that was in Greenwood. I think that one was better. It had like a better layout to it. It was just nice to be in a different environment, but they had a lot of games and stuff too. But one of the places that has been on my to-go-to. I
was gonna say, where do you want to go?
Sunshine Laundromat.
Yeah, that is on my list as well. Kim wants to, I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to go there. I've seen pictures of it. I've seen pictures of the Sunshine Laundromat. I will link it again down in the description, because Sunshine Laundromat and Pinball in Brooklyn is a super duper cool place from the pictures that I've seen. And I have not had the chance to go there yet either.
I wanted to go check out Brooklyn for a while anyway. I don't know, the city just is fascinating to me, so I'm like that. I just think that would be a cool spot. I would actually like to do an out of the country. I've been kind of saying this, like, I've been kind of like seed planting this for like 2 years now to our pinball group, where I'm like, pinball Euro trip.
Yeah, either that or like, I really would like to go to Australia. So there is, oh, I forget what his name is. There's a really super awesome arcade in Townsville, which I've actually been to Townsville when I was there.
You want to go?
I would love to go. Oh man, I'm really sorry that it's blanking my mind right now, but like, yeah, there's this, like, his setup looks so sweet. When he streams, like his kid and his wife are super adorable. He's got his dog there, like, super cool guy. I'm sorry it's blanking my mind right now, but like, yeah, it's in Townsville. I know that.
I've been wanting to go there for a while anyway, just because the Sydney Opera House is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But, it's a great country in any realm, but minus all the snakes and other craziness.
Well, see, and here's the thing. So I've been there. I went there it would have been almost 10 years ago. I think it was like 8 years ago. And I was the same thing. I was like, I've watched all of these videos on, you know, the deadliest creatures in the world, and like 8 out of 10 of them are in Australia. And so one of the best times to go is in our summer, because it's winter over there, because it's in the southern hemisphere. So the snakes, the spiders, everything that kills, like the jellyfish, everything hibernate or die. So like, it's still warm enough where you can go into the ocean, but you don't have to worry about the jellyfish because they're dead. You know, they're dead. They come back to life, right? But like the snakes and the spiders, they all hibernate. So like, the only time I ever saw something that was like incredibly deadly for me, and now mind you, I went there on a volunteer trip, so I was like out planting trees in like the wilderness, right. Wombats running around and snakes if they were, was this, our guide was this super crazy guy. He's like, you guys want to see some funnel web spiders? And he would like find one on the ground and like pull it out by its web. I'm like, no, I'm good. But the best piece of advice that he ever gave me was, the bigger the spider, the less deadly it is for you. So like, when you see like a giant like huntsman spider, like they're like the size of your hand on a tree, he's like, not gonna kill you. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
No, those are the things my nightmares are made out of.
Those are the things my nightmares are also made of, but at least it just like put a little at ease of just like, okay, well, that one's not gonna kill me because it's not venomous. So
I feel like this is something that we just need to like pitch to some like television channels, like survived. You know, like, you know, I don't have cable, so like I don't know how much stuff MTV is doing right now, but as far as from the nostalgia factor of MTV, right? They should totally sponsor us for like a pinball trip around the world and just allow us to go cause ruckus and play pinball and meet people and just have it be this like full-fledged reality show. I'm gonna tell everybody that right now. MTV, Netflix, Hulu, whoever, me, Holly, and I bet you Jack Danger would be in on it as well. I'm just saying, we got a lot of people that you could pay us to go around the world and wreak havoc and play some pinball. We'd be in for it. Yeah, I mean, sign me up. Like, I would start. I just feel like I would be like, I would be like the person who's afraid of everything and just. I mean, of course, if there's any like, you know, issues, like it's always gonna fall in the minority. Right? I'm waiting for there to be like a pinball reality TV show. Why has this not like come up yet? That's what I'm saying. We should, in the aspect of this, we should be taking our quarantine dollars, hopefully, if we get $2,000 a month, and we could rent a house and just put pinball in it, and just put like certain challenges. All right, tonight you've got to, or this week you've got a week to learn Iron Maiden, and see, okay, that would be the better thing. That would be the better thing. The better thing would be to be hosts. And then we would be the host of the TV show, or like you could be like one of the coaches, right? So they've got a week to learn that. So you take people who have never played pinball before. You've got a week to learn this table, and like the 2 lowest scores are out. Yeah, no, that's what you do. Is you would have to like pull like random people off the street who would want to do this and commit to this for like a week. And that's part of the challenge, right? Is you have to find these people who are willing to commit for a week, and then you have to train them for a week. And then see which team gets the highest score. Yes. Yes. Done. Oh, and then whoever had like of each team. So you build your team, right? So maybe you could choose like 3 people, and then like whoever of like
There's got to be like a split flipper challenge or like a one-handed challenge or like a stall ball game or something. Like there's so much you could do. We gotta talk offline about this. Anybody else wants to get in on our pinball reality TV show, let us know. Leave a comment because we will pitch this to Netflix or whoever.
I mean, I actually kind of joked about this with Brooke when we were at the 24-hour thing because I was like, so for those who haven't been to Brooke and Devin's place, like upstairs they've got like 16 machines. Like it's absolutely mind-blowing. The collection's brilliant. But then, you know, in the corner area, it's like set up like this like 1970s / like Roseanne era like couch living room setup. And they've got like all these like pinball play fields that are just like flat on the back and they're lit up. And they've got a TV and they've got this like electric fireplace and they've got a coffee table and like lounge chairs and sofas. I mean, it's legit. Like it's real legit. So yeah, I was like, oh, we should be filming a reality show. The lines already came and passed, so I just like, again, like back to seed planting. I'm like, we're just going to keep saying it until somebody jumps on it. I mean, the reality show can travel. It doesn't have to be, like, I mean, unless you're doing it like Big Brother style, like it can travel. So we could go there, we could go to Super Electric, we could go to Pinball. I mean, Pinball would be like a several, you know, a continuation episode after episode kind of thing.
Oh my gosh, or that's what the winner, like whoever wins it gets the entry into Pinburg and then they have to compete into Pinburg. And it's just, or there's two of them that get into Pinburg and then they have to like play during Pinburg and see like if they even last, because you and I both know like Pinburg is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Like it is a stamina based.
I was already actually looking into like the, you know, like the kind of small size, like 2 feet wide, like, you know how they do like the kitchen anti-fatigue mats? I've got a 6-foot one in my kitchen, but I would do like a little individual one and buy that along with my little foldy chair cooler and just plunk that down and then plunk that down when I play to try to help my feet. But I actually had worse, my foot pain was actually worse when I went to Cleveland because I think I didn't bring the same shoes that I wore to Pinburg because I didn't think I'd need them because of the carpet. And the carpet sold me out.
Yeah, it's not the best carpet there. I mean, right? It's probably carpet squares, and they don't probably have any padding underneath it. But like,
and I was just under that assumption. I was like, oh, I'm like, this is gonna be fine. And then like, you know, a good day into Cleveland, I was like, my feet hurt.
Oh my goodness.
That's not to tell for next time. I mean, I took skate shoes with me last year to Pinburg, and it worked out really well. So
I'm going to find some like Dr. Scholl's or something, or because either that or like we need to figure out like everybody who wants to get in on like a booth area, and we should just do what like Rage Tilt did and just rent a booth and just chill out in our booth all together, and it'd be like
I kind of like that, just like our
So the only issue that we run into with that is that I believe if you rent a booth, there always needs to be somebody there. You can't just leave it unattended. So yeah.
I mean,
we're cool with our table. We're good as long as we claim our table early.
I mean, although it would be really cool to have like the Ohio Lounge. You know?
Yeah, we could rep Cincy.
Like one of those pop-up tents, and then we could have like, you know, all of our chairs and stuff, and people could like store their stuff.
Well, yeah, but then also on like, you know, the tables, we can do things like the Pinzine that comes out of Cincinnati, like Joe Banner's, Columbus, whatever's coming out of Cleveland, like represent everybody from Ohio and just have that stuff like available because Ohio is just so close to Pittsburgh. So
and then if anybody wants to sell like, you know, sell merch, whether that's, you know, Kid Force or Level 1.
Kid Force, Level 1.
Or, you know, I had initially some ideas around some pinball shirts, so we'll see how far I get.
Ooh, I doubt anybody would want to do that, but if we all like had like Disney themed shirts, right, where it's like Pinburg, like Ohio, like Pinburg trip 2020, and we all wore this, would be so stupid. Nobody, I would be the only one that would be wearing it with like my mouse ears that I always wear. I'm like, guys, are you ready for Pinburg? And everyone's like, I don't know this person.
No, I mean, I thought about that last year. I thought, you know, it would be really cool just to come in, you know, to Pinburg as a state, you know, and align with, you know, all the other teams that are represented and be able to just have some kind of, just do like a general like Ohio shirt, and then on the back have like all of the arcades that we all frequent.
Yep, all the arcade, you could have like the arcade and then like the league name listed it to it as well.
Yeah, we could do that, like just have it like logo and then league name, and then like same thing going down the whole back of the shirt. I mean, because, you know, we could fit Arcade Legacy and Kid Force and ASA and Level 1 and, you know, the Bells and Chimes and, you know,
J&Ds, Stonehenge, you know, all of them.
No, I think that would be cool. I would be willing to design it. So.
Well, if anybody wants to help Holly with that, I'll make sure to leave your email in the comments or in the description as well, so you can reach out to Holly and can do that as well.
I mean, we wouldn't have to put like a year on it or anything. We can just make it a generalized shirt. That way, and you know, you can wear it every year you go to Pinburg.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Well, is there any final thoughts? Anything that you want to convey to the masses as we document this strange time in life?
Oh man. Well, this is certainly not how I thought my 37th birthday was going. You know. So, I don't know, we'll see.
Well, didn't you hear? Anybody who has a birthday doing quarantine gets a redo.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's sweet. Yeah, so I had my birthday, and then Zan Sprouse had her birthday on the 19th. So, I think Geiger's birthday's coming up. I don't know if he's April or not. I think he is, maybe. But, like, we've got plenty of, like, April birthdays going around. So, it's like, yeah, we all need a redo. People in March need a redo. Because, I mean, it was literally, like, you know, Amy and I went out and had our fun in Denver together and just, like, floated around and did our thing. And then it was, like, as soon as we came back, it was just, like, apocalypse. And I'm like, what? So, you know, no chance to, like, even really get out to play too much pinball. Like, I think I got out to play, like, once after I got back from Denver, just because, like, my hands were hurting and I'm like, I just needed time off.
Was that the apocalypse party?
Yeah, actually, I think so.
That was the apocalypse party.
Yeah, that was when you and Kim were dancing to, what was that, to Missy Elliott?
Missy Elliott, Work It.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to have a pinball birthday dance party, insert other.
It's literally gonna be just like anything.
It's
anything and any excuse. Like you said, like, we're gonna celebrate like work successes and birthdays and, you know, anniversaries and milestones and like everything, like dance part. I think it's just gonna be like Level 1 or J&D's, actually both of them probably. Arcade super awesome. Like, we literally, we should rent a bus and do like a bus.
No, that was what I was gonna say. I was just like, oh, idea for a party bus. Yeah, rent a party bus to take all of our butts around the entire town and go play at all of these places.
Oh yeah.
And have it be an all-day affair.
All right, let us know if you're in for the Columbus Party Bus when all of this has passed. We're gonna get it. We'll do some type of donation or something where we can rent a party bus and for one night go to all the different locations.
Yeah, we'll leave it like, you know, we'll wait for, like, you know, once things reopen and once everything is fully through its thing. Obviously, it'll probably be more towards the end of the year, but you know, let all the crazy people go out and do their thing first and see how it goes.
Yes.
And then if it's going well, then, yeah, like, we could totally do this. I think that would be sweet.
I think that would be amazing. That would be absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to have that experience with you. I think that'd be great. I think it'd be a great way to, well, yeah, to wrap up either this year or, you know, see how this happens. But thank you, Holly, for joining me.
Thanks, Jen.
I cannot wait to play for you. If you do end up pulling the trigger on Maiden, let me know, because we may need to do a part 2 episode where we do some type of battle together. So that would be...
Yeah, I don't have like a streaming setup, but yeah, that would have to be something I would have to get on the docket to see.
I don't have a streaming setup either. I'm working with Carlos on another episode, hopefully coming soon, where we can figure that out. So worst case scenario, we might have to be a little jerry-rigged, but we can figure it out. It'll be fun.
Okay, yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, like, you know, be able to figure something out. So yeah, that sounds good.
Well, thanks, Holly, for joining me. I can't wait till the next happy hour, which is tomorrow.
Well, and it's funny because, like, my work, like, we were initially doing, like, some happy hours, like, once a week, and I was kind of participating in those kind of haphazardly, because it's like, so I want to save my drinking time for, you know, Fridays mainly, and now they've switched it to Fridays at 4. So I'm like, if I start at 4, like, by the time I get with you guys, I'm gonna be like lit. So, you know, we might have to just do a 1 beer with them, and then take a break, cook dinner, and then get back.
And then come back and hang out. Well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much again for joining me. I cannot wait. Yeah, I can't wait to see you in person. Party Bus, it's happening.
Say hi,
Hey! Does not look entertained whatsoever.
She just has resting bitch faces.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to give a big shout out and a thank you to Holly for taking the time to talk to me. We talked for a solid 3 hours, so there was a lot of things that I wasn't able to feature in the episode. However, one of the more important things that we talked about was the Global Lyme Alliance. If you are interested in learning more information about the association, please feel free to follow the link that's in the description, and you'll be able to learn more about what their mission is, and if you're interested in making a donation, you can do that as well. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and if you liked the video that you saw, don't forget to hit that like button, as well as don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you know when new videos get posted. Until next week, or maybe sooner, I'll talk to you later. Bye!